Hey, it's me, a wild kitty appeared, and welcome to a new kind of series that I want to start up called Coffee and Anime. So, if you watched my last week's video, you would have seen that for one of the gifts that, I got myself for Christmas was this little notepad. And I said because it was to take some notes, and that was notes on obviously anime. So basically the plan for this series is that, now originally I was going to have this video up on Monday, but some life stuff happened. It was also my birthday, so there was a lot of stuff. So I do plan next Monday there'll be a new one of these as well. And then Wednesdays will be normal videos. But this week, I just want to start off this series, just doing this one video, and then I'll get to the chaos of doing 2 videos a week. But it was just that last week was busy for me. But from what I've seen, the next week should be fine. But anywho, so yes, what I'll be talking about is, basically for the series, it's going to continue with the same kind of anime stuff that I'm going to talk about. So for this, I'm going to be talking about a new episode of My Hero Academia from obviously their season 4. And just talk about my feelings about that episode, what I liked, what I didn't like, etc, etc. And obviously once My Hero season 4 has ended, obviously there will be a new anime that I will want to talk about. Actually, I do have an idea of which anime that's going to be, but I need to see how the timing is. Like, I'm not sure if season 4 of My Hero Academia will actually end when this anime comes out. If not, I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But anyways, yes. So, we're going to talk about the latest episode of My Hero Academia that came out this week, which was season 4, episode 14, or episode 77 of My Hero Academia. Now, I kind of wish I started this series when it was the last week's episode, because obviously of, pretty much Deku going like Super Saiyan and all that, and my god, that was so amazing. If you should know by now, I am a huge Deku fan, so that was freaking amazing. But we're going to just talk about this episode. Now this episode, obviously, it's the aftermath of all the stuff that's happened. They've rescued Eri and all that shiitake. And yeah, this episode, whew! Like, if I described last week, like the last episode, that was intense. This episode, emotional. Very, very emotional, because damn, that was, whew! So, yeah. But I'm not gonna go straight into the emotional parts of this episode. First off, I'm just gonna talk about a few things. So, once all like the cleanup happened and stuff, we saw that obviously they were transporting, Overhaul to the Villains Hospital. So, they're trying to transfer that. But of course, the League of Villains decided to be like, yo, we're gonna trash this up. I will say though, why did they only have like one hero looking after the police? Shouldn't they have at least had a few more? Like, especially, sending someone as dangerous as Overhaul to the hospital. Like, you wouldn't think because they knew the League of Villains were in cahoots with this guy, so like, I don't know why they just thought that the one hero could handle it, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so that whole scene just obviously led up to Shigaraki basically saying to Overhaul, like, yeah, you don't mess with the League of Villains, and now we are top dog, and that is that. And yeah, and that scene was brutal, because basically, Shigaraki basically made, Overhaul quirkless. Because basically, he just literally just took his hands away from him. He just chopped them up and used his quirk, and blow, there, gone. And he's now like, yeah, you're no longer really, Yakuza, because of how the way things went. And yeah, and also, oof, yikes. So yeah, so it's one of these things where you should never, ever, ever mess with the League of Villains, especially if you try and kill one of their own. Whew. And I kind of want to talk about Eri's quirk. Now, obviously, a lot of us didn't know what exactly her quirk was Like, I know you manga readers knew, like, we all know that, but anime watchers, we didn't know. But it seems, again, how they explained it was that basically Eri can rewind time, kind of, sort of, in someone's body in a sort. And that's obviously how Overhaul was able to make these bullets that could basically, you know, take away your quirk. Like, damn, I will say again, that episode where, you know, Muriel got his quirk stolen, whew! Like, he no longer has his quirk. Yikes, that was intense. Although I already knew that was gonna happen because, well, I didn't know, but I remember once, me and a friend of mine were trying to remember what Muriel's quirk was. We couldn't exactly remember the name of it, so we decided to go on the wiki. That was a bad idea. If you want to look up information about My Hero Academia and you don't read the manga, don't do it because you will be spoiled. Because obviously it says in his header thing that he is now quirkless. Now, it didn't say why he's quirkless, so that whole thing. But when I was watching that episode, I will say, as soon as they talked about them finally making a bullet that can take away someone's quirk, I'm like, well, Muriel's done for. But yeah. They also, like, I also got spoiled that Night Eye was going to die at one point, which was, like, a bit annoying, but what are you gonna do? Because it also said on his wiki, because I think we also were trying to look up more stuff about, I remember trying to look more stuff about Night Eye. Again, warning to those who are only anime watchers, just don't look up the wiki. Just, if you want to know what someone's certain quirk is or something, just watch the episode that it takes place in, because don't do it. But anyways, yeah, so it's gonna be interesting from now on exactly what they're going to do with Eri, and like now that obviously she's now away from Overhaul. I have a feeling like Eri is still going to be somewhat important to the plot in some way, and I think it's going to be kind of the case of Deku will be like this sort of big brother figure to her and stuff like that, so that'll be very, very interesting to see. Like, or maybe Eri will actually go back to her grandfather, who we knew ended up in a coma because of Overhaul, and now that he's maybe woken up and maybe can take care of her. So we still don't know. It's still up in the air what they're going to do with Eri. Again, after watching a lot of these episodes, like, I want to protect Eri so bad. Like, poor girl, she's been through so much. But yeah, so that's basically, we learned what her quirk was. Because it's a very interesting quirk, and I'd like to see exactly how, like, obviously when Deku had her strapped to his back, it like made him able to obviously do 100% of his quirk without obviously all the broken bones, but that's obviously because she was kind of healing in a sense. So basically in this way, her powers are kind of like healing in a way, because she's not, you know, she's not like winding back time like just how it is. It's just rewinding back time in your body, if I'm making any sense at all. But yeah, so yeah, again, it's interesting to see what they're gonna do with her, and yeah, so yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the big one, the big woof. Night Eye's death scene. Whew! That got, like, I was crying. Like, I will admit, like, that whole scene was so emotional, and it's just amazing of how well the writing was and how it was animated and everything. Horikoshi and his writing, he's top-notch man, good man, and like, it's just the way it was all done. Studio Bones again did an amazing job. The director did well, and it was just so good. You could definitely like feel like everything in that scene, especially the way Night Eye's like voice actor, like, I'm not sure what his voice actor's name is for the Japanese one, but he, my god, did such an amazing job. Like, just the way he was talking about stuff, and like talking about like how, you know, he thought Deku was going to be dead because he saw a future of where Overhaul wins, takes Eri, and obviously Deku's dead. but obviously Deku twisted that future. Although they tried to explain in a way of how exactly that happened, but honestly, I feel like they didn't really need to say how it happened because it's shonen. These things happen. We've had shonens where someone's like seen into the future and it's like, oh, this is gonna happen, and the protagonist is like, yo, no, that's not gonna happen, and of course, it doesn't happen. And yeah, but yeah, that whole scene, especially when Mirio walked in, when Mirio came into the scene, like he was begging so hard for, Night Eye to stay alive, and honestly, like, the way that Night Eye obviously went and used his quirk for the last time to tell Mirio that he will still be a great hero. And honestly, I hope that is true. I have seen people say that maybe that was a way to make Night Eye cheer Mirio up, that, he will still be the hero that he wants to be, but he actually saw something different, or something like that. But I do hope, because that's my thing, is like, I do love Mirio as well, because he is such a sweet boy. Oh, he is basically like, he's such a sweet boy, and he deserves so much, and I do kind of hope that maybe he somehow gets his quirk back in some way or shape or form. But Mirio could be like an example of, you don't need a quirk to be a hero. Like, he could be in that aspect, because yeah, I feel like him not being a hero would just, it'd be heartbreaking, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, that whole scene, and he cared for Night Eye, and it shows, and he really respected him as a mentor, and losing him, yeah. But again, as we all know, usually mentor characters usually die in these kind of situations. Like, I'm surprised All Might hasn't died at this point yet, but I still think he's probably, like, All Might is going to die at some point. Like, I don't know when. Like, so far as I've heard, nothing's happened. But again, manga readers, don't you dare. But yeah, and I like the fact that at least All Might went to go see Night Eye for the last time and, talk to each other, because obviously All Might hadn't seen him for a number of years because of obviously the argument they had of, Night Eye saying, I see that you pretty much lose your quirk and then you do another battle and you die. So, and of course he didn't want All Might to die because of, being the symbol of peace. He wanted Mirio to be the new successor of One for All, but obviously All Might chose Deku instead, and Night Eye was not happy about that. But yeah, but I think after that whole battle, he realizes that All Might did make the right choice for One for All. And yeah, now I know I have seen actually a lot of people say that Night Eye was right and Mirio should have gotten All Might's quirk. And honestly, again, I know I'm a huge Deku stan and all that, but I honestly think All Might made the right choice with Deku, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, don't get me wrong, yeah, Mirio would have been amazing with this quirk as well, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind if we were following Deku or Mirio, but I still think All Might made the right decision on that one, and I think Night Eye finally saw what All Might saw in Deku as well. And of course I already knew Night Eye was going to die at one point, but I think this was the perfect, like, if you were going to have a character die, this was the perfect time to do it after such a big battle, and after obviously all the stuff that happened. This was obviously the right time. Now, so from my understanding, the overhaul arc is not exactly done yet, because I was watching somebody else review this episode, and I was reading the comments, and one of the comments did say something about, oh, you think the overall arc is done? Nope. So that's gonna be interesting. Obviously we got the preview, and it just seems that, Deku, Uraraka, Kirishima, and all that are back at UA, and they're obviously talking to the other students. We see like little snippets of, Bakugo and Todoroki. We've hardly seen them this season because obviously I think they need to deal with, doing their whole exam thing so they can actually get their license, because they obviously can't do the next part of the internship until obviously they have it. So that'll be interesting. maybe I'm not sure. Maybe next episode we'll see more on what they're up to, because I'd like to see. Because I like Todoroki as a character. He's very interesting. Bakugo took me a while until I started to like him because of other reasons. But after his fight with Deku, I was like, okay, I kind of get it. You know, the ending of season 3. But yeah, it is like, man, this season as a whole has been so good. So yeah, that has been first episode of Coffee and Anime. I don't know if I'll keep to that title. I just wanted something to do with anime and coffee because an excuse to drink coffee while talking about anime. But yeah, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe for more fantasy content that you can shake a stick at. And see ya!